So the COVID pandemic gave rise to a new trend among women in the workplace. For the third year in a row, nearly half of the new businesses launched nationwide were started by women. Data collected by the Census Bureau shows that more than 5 million applications for new businesses were filed last year. So that's about 14,000 applications a day.
Wow. The data also shows that most of those new businesses were started by women between the ages of 35 to 54. And that's where our next guest comes in. Cheryl P. Williamson plays a pivotal role in helping women turn those dreams into reality. And she is joining us this morning to drop some gems. So grab a pen, grab your paper, take some notes. Here we go. Good to see you, Cheryl.
It's my joy to be here.
Great to have you here because, you know, the pandemic caused so many people, especially women, to really pivot their careers to focus more on this work-life balance, which so many people often forget about.
Yes.
Right? So when they come to you, what is the first thing that you tell them to do?
The very first thing is to do your research, which is absolutely critical. And then it is determining who is actually your audience, because once you target the audience, then you know what you need to be servicing as far as products or in your business. The third thing I let them know is that their mindset is their superpower. So anything that they think about, they can absolutely bring about within their life.
Yeah, but you know what, though, when you think about it, a lot of folks make these decisions later in life. So late 30s, late 40s, early 50s. I mean, that's daunting to think about tackling something. What are some of the challenges that those folks face, and how do you tackle them?
Some of the challenge that I've found with people is we are in an environment where ageism is a problem. And so I teach my clients to immediately change their thought process to know that anything that they set their mind to, that they can achieve. If they stay focused, they have a plan, and when we operate with purpose, purpose will sustain us when there's no money in the bank and when everybody is telling us that it's absolutely impossible.
So what is your, because some people say, well, I know that I want to do something else because I'm not happy in what I'm doing. I'm just not sure what it is I want to do next, right? So how do you get them to that roadmap that you're talking about?
This is a question that I love to ask. What is the one thing that people come to you and ask you all the time? For me, it was about writing books. And so I turned that into a consulting practice to teach people how to write books. If you made cupcakes during the pandemic, it's a way to turn that into a business. So the very first thing is, what are you passionate about? What would you do to give to someone else? What type of information would you be willing to sell or service? And once you figure that out, that's the gold mine, because you would do it just not even thinking about it.
Right.
But just finding that launching point, though, I mean, where do you start? Where do you begin?
You surround yourself by networking with like-minded thinkers. If you're 50 and above, I always recommend to my clients to be with women who are 50 and above, because the thinking is different.
Yes.
There's opportunities for collaboration when you surround yourself with people who are on the same path as you. And you feel better. You feel like you can do it because you see the people in your circle accomplishing that. So you want to make sure that you're up on technology. If you're not, you want to make sure that you are. If you don't have an online presence, I hate to tell everybody, but that's really where it's happening. So you have to get an online presence. And if you don't know how to do that, then we have to hire someone who can help us with our online presence to make sure that our stories are heard.
But it's never too late.
It is never too late to be great. And that's what I teach each of the women that I encounter. I don't care how old you are, as long as you have breath in your body, you have the ability to achieve that thing that you know that you've been called and purposed to do.
And speaking of the books that you're talking about, people came to you about writing books. You did have a book, which is a roadmap to help people launch this whole new career path. So what's the book
Absolutely.
called?
It's Affirm, this 365 positive thoughts and actions to start your day. And this book has sold over 31,000 copies because women depend on it every day for that motivation and inspiration to just keep them going. In fact, they've started doing it with their kids because the words are so powerful.
Oh, I love that. We love your energy. We really do. It's so positive. And you walked in the room and you lifted everybody's spirits. It was amazing.
I think energy is so important, and I believe that we are responsible for the energy that we bring into the room. And we immediately want to always say that someone else is not in a good mood, but we never examine ourselves to see what energy did you bring into the room? Did you bring a spirit of well wishes? Did you bring a spirit of positivity?
Right.
And I believe that's what we need, not just in the workplace, but in the world.
Yeah.
We love you.
We do.
I love you.
What would be your biggest word of advice then for somebody that may be sitting at home right now saying, I have this dream, I want to start this business, for example, but I just don't know if it's possible?
The first thing is exactly what you just said. It's the mindset. See, at the end of what you said, I don't think it's possible. I never tell myself that. I always tell myself that I can achieve my wildest dreams. So it's always going to start with the mindset. After the mindset is showing up for yourself, boldly, fiercely, and unapologetically, not feeling like you have to have all the answers, but be willing to show up in the room and ask for what it is that you need. Because there is someone in the room who can get you to the table.
Go get him.
Yeah, really.
Right? Go get him.
Cheryl P. Williamson, thank you for being here this morning. And the
wonderful.
book is called Affirmed,
Yes.
right? Wherever books are sold, there it is. Thank you for being here.